This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to jump from Eternia to Etheria to take a look at the Masters of the Universe She-Ra figure Princess of Power reissue fan favorite. I got this one off of Amazon, which of course meant that it was a international package because that seems to be the only ones that Amazon is selling, I guess. So we have no information on here, which sucks. Because I think what it originally said too was fan favorite in the corner if you got the US release. On the back, we see a picture of She-Ra fighting against Hordak. Hopefully, I can find the back and um, read off what it's originally supposed to say. I do have the original She-Ra figure released, so I should have it somewhere. I just don't know where. And I'm actually kind of wondering about this too. I wish I could find the package. Because I wonder if they changed the artwork as well. And the back of the package actually does say She-Ra protects the Whispering Woods and all of Etheria from the attack of Hordak and the Evil Horde. But anyway, uh, her original wave was She-Ra, Merman, Zodak, and Triclops. Triclops, another fan favorite that is hard to find. Looks like we hit the comic. Whew. My cutting skills are apparently getting worse and worse. Of course, they did have the Princess of Power sticker on the front of this one. We have her little informational sheet showing the removable parts. Well, okay, and according to this, it looks like the belt. Does the belt come off, or is it just attached to? I know on my original one, when I was doing the review for China, which I don't know if that'll be posted before or after this one, I couldn't get the belt off, but I could have sworn back when the original figure came out that people were taking the belt off of her. Here we have the comic book starring Skeletor. Since I don't actually have the US English language version, I don't know what the actual title is. But here we see He-Man flying in the Talon Fighter, going after Skeletor. He's got Roboto with him, and apparently they're going against the Eternian version of a Kraken, being controlled by Merman, who destroys the Talon Fighter. You bastard. It looks like Skeletor is attempting to open up some kind of dimensional rift using a gateway with a skull head. And he goes into it, and we see what looks like various worlds in little squares. And we see the Cosmic Enforcer Zodak try to stop him. Actually, now that I think about it, though, what is this crystal up in on this Havoc staff? Yeah, Skeletor's got some kind of crystal on the top of his Havoc staff, and I'm not sure where it came from. Maybe it was explained in the comic if you could have the words. I always like how Zodak is flying in a chair that is designed after the Castle Grayskull throne. And of course, while He-Man is fighting, or while Skeletor is fighting Zodak, He-Man and She-Ra pop up to attack him. And they fight together briefly, and Roboto joins the fray, breaks the crystal, and all is well, and it ends with She-Ra playing a very small part. But we do see Hordak in the background behind Zodak. So, I think this was the second or third wave, so I think Hordak came out after that. I honestly would have liked to have seen She-Ra do a little bit more in this comic than what she did. Apparently, you're expected to recycle the comic afterwards. So now we have our She-Ra figure. She's using, I believe, the same head sculpt as the previous one. Well, should be. But I kind of feel like her eyes look a bit different here. Possibly even the lipstick. We'll do a comparison in a little bit. She's got a much more Barbie-esque face to her, though, in my opinion. Articulation-wise, oh, actually, let's take a quick look at the hair. The hair is sculpted in on her, too. If you might remember, there was a San Diego Comic-Con version of her that actually had rooted hair, which would be nice to see again. Anyway, her head is on a ball joint, and the hair is sculpted enough so that you could spin it quite a bit. I mean, it is, yeah, it's sculpted off of her shoulders. So they did that for the articulation. Of course, you can look up and down and sideways and up and over and whatever else. Her cape is falling down on her arms. She's got arm can go up, down, spin around. Theoretically, the cape should not be interfering with it, but it keeps on sliding on her. So it does start grabbing her arm when you're moving it around, so that does actually cause some problems. Elbow, of course, has the slightly more than 90-degree. Like, she can get that almost totally straight because of the way it's designed. Bend back up, so not bad. The hand's got a spin to it. The joints on this figure are really tight. And a bit of in and out articulation on the wrist, like most of the origin style figures. She has a waist swivel. And her head just swiveled backwards. We're watching The Exorcist now. She can kick up yay far, and she can kick back yay far, and she can kick out. Luckily, her skirt rises up out of the way so that it can kick that far, because I was really expecting it to hinder her quite a bit more than that. Because the skirt is a solid piece all around, whereupon I want to say in the original toy line for She-Ra Princess of Power, it was just kind of a thing that hung in the front. She has the boot cut, or her knees have the 90-degree-ish. And she does have the updated knees where her original release did not. We have a spin at the boot. And of course a spin at the knee because it's got a peg. The foot hinges up and down and spins around with the peg. For her equipment, she has her tiara / mask. And one of the things that they did different here is that the little holographic reflective sticker, the bits and bobs in it for the reflection are much smaller than in the original version. So she can wear it like this, which is how most people do it. Even though a certain Spectre creative likes to talk about how some toys have what is the expected play pattern, but they often don't. The original She-Ra doll was meant to have her mask go like this, which is why we have the holes in there. And if you looked at specifically the comics that were, or the books, I should say, that were released by Ladybird in England, you did see this where she was masked like this as She-Ra and then went around like this as Adora. And that's what the anticipated play pattern was supposed to be with She-Ra. Anyway, she's also got her shield, which has a rounded handle, unlike Teela's garbage square rectangular handle. So she can actually grip it properly and it's not going to fall off every 5 seconds. And of course, she has the sword of protection in gold with the jewel painted in blue. Would have been kind of nice if they'd actually put a jewel in there, but this is a cheaper line. Because actually, we should have had a jewel here and a jewel here as well. Let's actually take a look now. Yep, the skirt piece or the belt is definitely glued in place again. This is kind of dumb because, like, you could it kind of keeps you from being able to swap out stuff the way you might want to. Because a plain white bottom, maybe you want that on Teela instead of the one thing. Not that the legs would match up. But as I mentioned before, comparison-wise, the real two big differences with this figure are the color plastic here, whereupon we have a nice gold here on the new release. On the old release, it's definitely a more yellow color. And I'm just going to straight out say the gold looks a hell of a lot better than the yellow does. That is a massive improvement to this figure. But I did want to go ahead and take a better look at the two faces. Actually, another difference here is that the skin tones are different. The new She-Ra also has a lighter skin tone to her than the previous release. The lipstick is brighter on the new one. However, the eyes and eyebrows do, well, I would say the new She-Ra's eyebrows are a little bit more rounded than the eyebrows on the previous release. So I guess when they had to redo the deco for the lips, they redid the one for the eyebrows as well. Overall, I am definitely going to say that my preference would be the more gold-colored She-Ra than the yellow one. Although the hair, this is interesting too. The hair on her is brighter. Actually, that's weird because her hair almost matches her equipment on this version. So if you did not get the original She-Ra figure, I would definitely say pick up this one. And even if you have the original She-Ra figure, I would still say pick up this one because it looks a hell of a lot better, in my humble opinion. So let me know what you think. Do you want the Timber? Do you prefer the original version or the newer version? And of course, why? So feel free to like and comment, subscribe. Peace and love. Something else to note with this She-Ra figure is, of course, the cape, the way it attaches back here. Naturally, I can't get her apart now. So, the way they have this set up, you got a kind of a double loop system for each shoulder. One here, one here. Then the real trick is actually positioning the rest of the cape, because she's got, not only is it just a cape, but she's also got like shoulder pauldrons built into it. Although I don't know if they qualify as that when it's actually cloth and not, supposed to be like a hard subsurface. So to me, the best way to try to get this on her is actually to string the arm through the cape first. Wait a minute. Okay, so you need to put the arm through behind. I feel like an idiot. I remember trying to do this crap with the San Diego Comic-Con one when I was taking pictures of it. Oh my god. So you need to get the arm, you need to get the cape through the arm there. Put the arm in place, then you can raise it up here. So you got it sitting on there fine. Then you have to worry about the stupid trim. So you kind of want the trim out of the way while you put the head back on. And ta-da! There you got your She-Ra. And if you did it right, you can still see the design of her top on the shoulder. What a pain in the butt that is to do. And we see the Cosmic Enforcer Zordek.